joining in. My name is Toyia Hampton, and you have tuned in to the Royal Table Talk. Thank you so much. So, I have to tell you, I am honored to tell you that Hampton, have survived the COVID. So, I thought, oh my goodness, do I share that? It's personal information. It is very personal, but it's also very necessary. I think for me, I seem to be private in so many areas, but I think that that's so important. Today is like day 17, 16 or 17, but um, I contracted the coronavirus, and it was really scary. I have to tell you, it was really scary because you know that word coronavirus, people are scared. We don't know if we're going to live after it. And I have spent so much time thinking, like, oh my God, I don't want to get the coronavirus. I don't want to die. Who knows what's going to happen? You know, you just never really truly know what's going to happen. And so a couple of weeks ago, I started feeling a little sick, headaches, stomach not doing well, diarrhea, achy bones, chills. And so definitely I went and got tested. But I think what stood out the most for me is the mental process that I had um, after contracting the coronavirus. Now, I don't know where I got it from. Um, Here in my office, we had to shut down. I was fearful of that, and being a Christian woman, we're not supposed to fear anything. But these are the things that I was thinking. And I was thinking, like, am I going to overcome this? Or, am I going to die due to the COVID? Because so many people have lost their lives, you guys. I get to yet live again. I get to yet have another testimony. And so I have to share that with you guys. So I'm going to do the Royal Table Talk. I'm going to talk about that. But I just have to let you know that post coronavirus, I feel differently about a lot of different things because laying up in that bed for all those days, just sitting, thinking, praying, asking, reflecting, the things that stood out for me the most was my service and what I've done for the last 22 years. I've serviced women and girls across the country that have experienced sexual assault and domestic violence, and it has been the heighten of my life, my joy, my experience. And what I realize is that I spend more time in the office than at home with my family. And so it kind of gave me a different perspective like, okay, think about your family. What can you do to make sure if God does call you home that your family can have an experience that'll last them a lifetime? So right now, I'm blessed with my grandchildren. I have three grandchildren that lives with me, and I really, really wanted to focus on, what is the legacy that I'm leaving them if I had to check out in those days that I was there. And what I really reflected upon is grandma got good work ethics. That's what my grandchildren can say. Grandma get up early in the morning. I'm out of the house maybe by 6:45, 7 o'clock. I'm back home almost 8 o'clock daily. That's my daily ritual. And I don't want that to be what my grandkids remember about me. Yes, I've left them my book signed. Yes, I've done a lot in the community, but moreover, after the COVID, I want to spend more quality time with not only my grandchildren, but also my children, because it's been my journey for the last 22 years. After I got my life sober and I realized that domestic violence, there is life after domestic violence. I've been on this journey to helping people, and let me tell you about this, and let me show you about this, and this is what I've learned. But I have two coaches right now, and working with my coaches, I really understand that I have been doing this all wrong. Although lives have been saved and people's lives are different and they're moving on and they're doing things different. But I've been doing this all wrong because I've sacrificed myself thinking that that's what I needed to do in order to give back. And I have to tell you, things are different for me. I don't feel the same about the services that I provide. Does not mean that I don't care for the people that I serve. It just means that I'm going to serve much different. So, today, And thank you for allowing me to share that. But I have to tell you, things just look different. It really, really looks different for me. I was afraid to close my doors. I'm thinking, are people going to come back? And what I realize is they're beating the doors down to come back. Mr. Toya, oh my God, I'm glad you're back. Actually, a young guy showed up today, this morning, to utilize some of our services because we provide services for families that are affected with child welfare. And so he said to me, he said, "Oh no, I'm loyal to Two Lifestyles, my Palmdale site. We miss you and we appreciate you." And that was like, okay, God, this is what you told me that would happen. But I was so busy trying to make sure I'm here all the time. When people call, I need to be here. I even left home Monday. I left home Monday because I wasn't relying on God and how God chooses to work through me. I was relying on the fact, are people going to come back? I need to be there to answer the phone. I need to do this. I need to do that. So I left out of the house on Monday morning when I shouldn't have left. And I drove in town, barely could breathe, barely could, stand up, having to lay down every so often. And I rushed in town to recognize that I was needed at home. So when I got back home, I just really, on my journey home, there was a crisis going on at home. And so I cried most of my way home. And I said, God, I promise I won't do this again. That I'm going to look more for you to guide me than me to guide me, saying that I'm using you. And so I decided not to leave out of the house after that, and not push myself because, again, my husband, my children, my life, and definitely my relationship with God is more important. So that's what I learned. That's what the COVID allowed me to learn, because I couldn't breathe, right? I also realized that my children have a life and they afraid too. So I have three girls that one is God given and the other two are biological. And my God given child, she showed up and was like wanting to take care of me. And, Mama, I love you. I'm coming in. I don't care. I need to be here for you. And my oldest biological daughter is in Vegas. And she was like, Mom, I'm going to just close my business and I'll just be there. And I was like, no, I don't want you to shut your business down, because I'm thinking in my mind, business, you got to stay open. You got to be there. And then my baby girl who's pregnant, I didn't want her to come, period, because she's pregnant. And, I got coronavirus. My husband got coronavirus. Ain't no telling what else is going on. And so, but this God-given child, she came and with my grandson, and they stayed with us, and she cooked, and my granddaughter was there, and, she had been with me from, like a month prior. And so it just really, you guys, made me look at things different. And the end of that conversation about me, I want to say this. Look at how you spending time with your family. That's important. Yes, to work, to serve is very important to me because I believe God saved me for a purpose. God saved me because I have a testimony. He knew that I would share it from the rooftop. But more importantly, my children, right? My little grandbabies, they kept coming to the door. Mimi, I love you. You okay? And I realized that if something happened to grandma, they're going to be lost. So grandma got to get it together and find quality time with my grandchildren and my husband and my 15-year-old. And so I just feel differently about everything. So that's what I really wanted to share. Thank you. One of my survivors got word and winged that I was sick, and she went out and grocery shopped for us and brought food, to my home because I was unable to get out and the kids can't drive. So, people really, took good care of me, and not to belittle my husband. We lay side by side. I'm hacking and coughing and he's on the other side of me. So again, it definitely did something for me differently. And so thank you for letting me share. Spend time with your family. Just know that whatever you feel like you're going to miss or lose, don't believe it. God got you. God got you. God got you. And I know he has me. And I think I was relying more upon myself and my will and being in the office and doing this when God said, baby, I got everything. They've been beating the doors down, calling to come back to our agency. So that's what I learned. So enough of the coronavirus is deadly. Wash your hands. Keep your mask on. I know it's uncomfortable, but keep your mask on, you guys. If you feel necessary to go and your spirit say go get the vaccine, then go do that. Take care of yourself. Your family depends on you, even if it's just for you to do prayer or just be in their life. Do what's necessary to keep yourself safe and the rest of the people in the world safe. So, today's conversation is about how do you build self esteem, self worth, and self appreciation. And for so many years, I didn't love myself because I didn't know how. I wasn't taught how. The people that were around me didn't show me what self love was, self appreciation, or self confidence was. So I created this process that's I call 12 by 12. So this is a challenge to you. In the next 12 days, what I need you to do is to write down 12 affirmations. So today, you're going to write 12 different affirmations. And I have some posted on a Facebook page, and then I'll go back in and I'll put some more on a YouTube. Whatever platform you're on and you're watching this replay or you're watching it live, the 12 by 12 is important. So I shared a little bit about my life some time ago where I didn't feel pretty, I didn't feel worthy, and things just wasn't right. My parents did the best they could, but they didn't have a lot of self-esteem and self-worth and self-appreciation either. So the process of recovery, going in programs and all of these different processes taught me some things. And a lot of it was self-taught because when I started telling myself that I was beautiful, after a while I started to believe it. So what you're to do, your step one is to write down 12 affirmations. But here's the caveat to them. I want you to write them on little post-it stickies. So you can write them wherever. First you write them and then you post them wherever. Okay? So you got 12 stickies, 12 affirmations. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am powerful. Those words seem funny at first. At first, when you say them, they're uncomfortable. Really, they are. And after a while, you're going to say it 12 times throughout the day. For 12 days, you're going to pick one, you're going to say it. Tomorrow, you're going to pick another one, you're going to say it 12 times that day. And then day 2, you're going to do 12 of today's one, tomorrow's one. So it looks like this. Today, affirmation, I am beautiful. I'm going to say that 12 times. Anytime I look at it, anytime I think about it, I'm going to say them. But the minimum is 12 times. And then day 2, you're going to say, I am beautiful. And then whatever day 2 is. You're going to say these things repeatedly to yourself throughout the day. By the time you get to day 12, you have implemented 12 different affirmations all day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can start Monday morning. If it makes it easier, you can start tomorrow morning. For peak's sakes, you can start today to write them down or practice them. Okay? So you're going to put them around the house everywhere. So those of you that know me know that I live with affirmations. Here in my office behind my studio, there's positive affirmations. I needed that to get me started. I am beautiful. Every day is a second chance. I am worthy. Codependent no more. Maybe one day I'll pull them from behind the curtains and let you see them. Because those are things that it took me to say these things to myself every day before I began to believe them. Because remember, I was told I was worthless. I was good for nothing. I was only good for having kids. I was retarded. I mean, I can go on and on and on with the negative language that I got. And anybody can tell you, you could get one positive thing one negative thing and 15 positive things, and that one negative thing will pull you down a few notches. So I had a lot of negative confirmation from everybody, so I began to believe those things. So I had to spoon feed myself positive affirmations before I could feel good about myself. Okay? So here's another step. Step 2, once you write all those affirmations down, I want you to take a video of you saying it. You can do it on your cell phone. But here's what you do. Once you record yourself saying whatever the affirmation is, then I want you to post it on our Facebook page. So we can see you doing this, so I can see you saying this, so other people can begin to watch your transformation, right? So I'm going to lead by example. I'll leave a small video of me saying my affirmations, and I'll do them every day. I'll join in and we'll do this collectively together. One thing about survivors of domestic violence and survivors of sexual assault is our self esteem is really, really low. And if you want to build self esteem and self worth, try this 12 by 12. I can promise you things will begin to look different. Okay, so the next piece is for 12 days. You're going to repeat it, you're going to process it. And so here is some affirmations. Day one, I love you. So, how do you affirm to yourself? You look in the mirror and you say, after, read your word, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. There was a point in my life where I used to say, I got self esteem, I love myself, but my behaviors did not represent that. And today, I love me even different than I did before COVID. That makes sense, you guys? And so I want you to look at this. This is a deep connection. This is a self-appreciation. This is a self-centered, self-motivating 12 by 12 that I want you to try. I guarantee you, by the end of this process, you will begin to see yourself much different. Another one, I am worthy. I am worthy. ... I am worthy to be a CEO. I am worthy to have a safe house. I am worthy to ... is what I want you to do with the next step of this process. So, I am smart. So many times growing up, again, being in special ed, going to the learning center, not really doing well in school, being dyslexic, all those challenges that I grew up with made me feel like I wasn't smart. And then you get that imposter syndrome. You do good and people see you like, oh my God, look at you, Toyia, I'm so proud of you. And then you like, okay, what am I doing? I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, trying to make it. But when you look at your life and you look at their life, you can see that you stand out. However, there's some differences. And then you begin to look at yourself in a different way. I am smart. I am smart. I am smart because if I was to finish that for you today, I could say this. I am smart. I am smart. I am smart because I completed school, because I completed my nonprofit status, even though there was a guy who told me that I couldn't do it. I made it my business to complete that status, even though it took me like 5 different returns. They kept saying, no, I need you to do this. No, I need you to do that. No, I need you to do that. But I followed through, right? That, to me, I'm smart. You know how many people that apply for the nonprofit status and don't get it because they don't follow through, right? I am smart because I am willing to go and get someone to help me do the things that I don't know how to do. So growing up, although I wasn't academically the highest student in the class, I had a father who did not complete school. He dropped out like in the 6th grade and started running the street and got in a lot of trouble. And then I had a mom who became a nurse along her journey. And in this process, what I learned from the both of them, my dad, him not being able to read and spell and understanding a lot, but he was good with his hands. And he would always say, if you don't know how, he called me stank. If you don't know how stank, figure it out. And I'm thinking, how do you figure out something you don't know? Well, the way the world works today, we got so much at our fingertips with technology. Stop saying you don't know stuff and go ask Google. They call GTS. Yeah, Google that stuff, right? Figure it out. Google that stuff. Just Google it. Google it. Google it. If you don't know something, stop sitting around acting like I don't know, because everybody's cell phone, even if you can't spell, talk into your phone. Your phone will do the research for you. So I am smart. I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. So I'm gonna go figure it out. The next thing I want to say is I'm also smart enough to know when I need help. And so when I look at my company and I look at all of the things that I've done, I have brought two lifestyles as far as I can take myself alone. And now I've been blessed with three people in my life that's taken me to another level. For one, I want to say our new tech guy. Having somebody that's tech like me makes more sense to me. And my kids think I'm just the tech the world. I don't know anything. I know a few steps, and now I have someone on my team, and we're going to collaborate in a lot of other different areas together to bring him up and to bring me up. I'm smart enough to know that I don't know some stuff, right? Secondly, I have two coaches. I have a business coach and I have a personal development coach. And with these three people in my life, I believe that I can do some things differently, right? They're going to push me out of my comfort zone because once I know something and I got it, I'm like, okay, that's good. That worked for me. But I'm trying to get out of that so I can push myself more. So my job today is to help you with your affirmations, to affirm yourself, to build your self-esteem, to build your self-worth, and more importantly, your self-appreciation. Appreciate who you are. And if you don't like who you are, then go get more information so you can be a better person. So that 12 by 12 that I just talked about, I've given you a lot of content in a little bit of time. And so I just want to summarize really quick. The 12 by 12, you're going to write 12 affirmations today. You're going to begin tomorrow morning affirming each one every day. You're going to say it 12 times a day, right? Say it 12 times a day, at least a minute each time. That's 12 by 12. 12 days, 12 minutes each, 12 times a day. 12 by 12. Okay, and then at the end of this process, I want you to send us a video and you tell me, how do you believe this 12 by 12 made a change for you? Now, I understand because I'm guilty of it too. Even with the two coaches I have, business and personal, they're telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then it feels like there's no time. You can do a really quick video. People do it all the time. You might be embarrassed. You don't want to get on videos, because it was hard for me to get on videos as well because of the way my mind works. I'm thinking, how do I look? Am I making faces? Because of my dyslexia, sometimes I talk backwards. Sometimes I skip a word. Oh, well, I've seen much worse videos than the ones that I put out. You will be okay. You give yourself an affirmation and you do it. But even though you're posting it on our webpage, on Two Lifestyles webpage, my personal webpage, I also want you to look at the video, right? And then look at it, look at yourself, and then keep recording it and keep saying it and keep living it and keep processing it. And then in 12 days, I want to know what your difference is. Now, you're doing this for me. So you think, I need you to do this for you. I need you to reach within yourself and make some changes. Because change is hard, and oh my God, change is painful. But do it anyway. You'll be amazed before you halfway through. I've done some things in my life that allows me to be so amazing to me because I made those chances and those choices and those changes. So thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. I'll see you on the other side in 12 days and tell me what you think. Have a wonderful day. You've reached Two Lifestyles Royal Table Talk. My name is Toyia Hampton, and I'm your host.